it's definitely tough sometimes to wake up and show up to the rink and work as hard as you can, knowing that things may not change for you. Hockey players aren't allowed to show weakness. They have to play on broken legs, separated shoulders. But we're lucky enough that in 2020, there's a lot of people coming out, and the stigma is definitely shifting towards it's okay to reach for help. It's not weakness. If anything, it's strength to show that you're maybe not doing your best, that you are a little vulnerable. I think it shows more strength than not saying anything. I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, one of the coldest cities in the world. And growing up there, it was obviously a lot of hockey. Outdoor rinks were the main attraction for me as a kid growing up with all my friends. I played a lot of hockey and a lot of soccer. I started skating at 3, and then hockey started, I think, 5 or 6 at the local arena. But I loved growing up there, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. My mom was from Winnipeg with Italian immigrant parents, and my dad himself was actually a Portuguese immigrant kid. He came over when he was a young kid, and I mean they've been two of my heroes for my whole life. I mean, learning the game for themselves and being able to teach me things was something that I look back on now that I'm older and realize that it was pretty impressive. Especially my mom, who was an athlete, but somehow managed to learn a lot about the game of hockey and could give me a lot of advice, which was often right, even if I didn't believe it at the time. And my dad instilled a great work ethic in me, and always made sure I believed in myself. I was sharpening skates at the pro shop that I worked at, and I got a call from Joe Exter. I didn't believe it was him when I first picked up. I got the call, and we started talking, and then I did some research, talked to some people at Michigan State. I kind of fell in love with Michigan State as soon as the opportunity came up. I saw the history that they did have and the kind of spot that they were in the last couple of years. I wanted to be part of building that new culture and bring them back to the championship team that they once were. So it was a no-brainer once they came knocking. We were lucky enough to come in with a pretty big class. There was 8 of us our freshman year, and we all gelled together pretty quick. So, and I was lucky enough to play a majority of the games freshman year. So I think my role on the team was being kind of an energy bug on the team, bringing a lot of energy onto the ice, having fun with guys, being a guy that everyone can trust and have fun with, and just a good team morale kind of glue guy. Sophomore year was definitely a bit of a battle personally for me. I didn't get in as many games as I wanted to, and that was a struggle, as it's kind of the first time in my career where I've seen that. Not getting in the lineup, you kind of start to doubt yourself, and they always say that you should love going to the rink. Like, it's something that you love to do. You're playing hockey, and there were some days where I didn't want to be at the rink, and that was new to me, because hockey's always been the thing that I loved. No matter what was going on in my life, hockey was always something that I could come to and hold on to, because I knew it was certain. And now it was kind of slipping away, and that's when I kind of realized that maybe this isn't a normal thing to deal with. I know a lot of people go through similar things, and I figured that keeping it buried deep inside isn't really going to help. So I think one of the biggest things that I did was go see a sports psychologist, and being able to talk to him and just get a different perspective on things and getting a different way of viewing what was going on. I think that helped a lot. It definitely clicked a switch on how I treated every day.
It's something that's really evolved, and I think, back in the day, people would think that, if you're talking to a psychiatrist or a psychologist that, that's a sign of weakness. But now I think you see all the best players are working from the mental aspect of things, and sometimes when things are going wrong, it's a good time, or you're struggling a bit. But sometimes we like guys to meet with them when things are going right, just so you get that kind of feel as well. So it's a real big part of it, and I'm a huge believer of the power of the mind, and if you get that in the right place. I've always felt that's a huge advantage, and if we can get the individuals in the right place and the team in the right place, boy, you can do some damage.
And going to after my sophomore year, the summer, that's what I went in with that mentality that I'm not going to let that year happen again. I'm going to work hard. I'm not going to let myself be the reason that I don't play. So I use it as motivation to wake up every day, work harder than I've ever worked, do extra when I needed to do extra when I didn't want to do extra. That kind of mindset is what got me through it too.
Gino he's definitely matured and grown. He hasn't got a lot bigger physically. He's still about the same size as freshman year. But no, he's really grown into and developed into a great player. Especially coming in from freshman year, he was pretty raw and he had a lot to work on, but he did that and more. I'm impressed and definitely proud of Gino the way he's developed.
A lot of people have a tough time bringing the courage to go talk to someone and show that, I don't want to say weakness because it isn't weakness, to show maybe that vulnerability and that it's okay. I think we're on the right path to getting everyone to be okay with reaching out, but it's definitely something that we need to continue to work on because there's a lot of people that still are afraid to ask for help because, again, they think it's a weakness, but I can't say enough that it's not weakness, it's strength, and it's showing that you're vulnerable, which is completely okay. I think what I went through taught me a lot, and I hope that if I see someone going through the same kind of struggle, I'll be the first guy to step up. I came in and I gained 8 brothers right at the start with my class. We were super lucky that we had a big class and we were closer than I ever thought we could have been, and it's been 3 years of that. And the guys who have come in, the guys who have left have all been great guys who have made friendships with that'll last forever. I've learned a lot of things about myself through hockey, through the struggles, through the success. It's been a fun 3.5 years now almost. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't trade it.